pride, tradition, heart-pounding action. That's North Laurel Athletics, and we're now on the air. From our team to your home, here's game action from JBN, the Jaguar Broadcasting Network.
You have found the source. It's the light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the light of London for the very best country and southern gospel.
We are the light of London 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
Hey, Dwight here from Larky HVAC in London, Kentucky. Do we know air? I think so. With Bryant, we are actually registered as indoor air quality experts. If you need your air heated, cooled, humidified, dehumidified, specially filtered, fresh brought in, or stale exhausted out, we are your people. Give us a call today for a free evaluation and quote on how we can help you breathe easier.
Larky HVAC, your local Bryant dealer on North Mill Street in London. Call for an appointment today at 864-5146. Bryant, whatever it takes.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Jaguar Broadcasting Network here live on North Laurel Nation and 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London. We are coming to you live from the jungle with some volleyball action tonight. We're so thrilled to be able to bring you some volleyball action, our first volleyball game of the season. And it is a good one as we have the South Laurel Lady Cardinals in here to face off against the North Laurel Lady Jaguars. I'm Ethan Eversole. And joining me tonight is former head coach of the volleyball program. He had to step away after last season for some personal reasons. Had 4 years. Was coached it 4 years? 3 years. 3 years. I got Mr. James Hendrix with me. He's going to be the volleyball guru. I'm going to be the guy that's just kind of sitting here and listening to him tell you about what's going on. Because if I try to tell it, I'm just going to confuse people. So it's good to have you, James. He gave 3 solid years to the volleyball program, seeing a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and just, you know, from what you know, all these girls pretty much that's come back. So just kind of give us the lowdown coming into this year of what to expect from this group of young ladies.
So, I mean, they're all wonderful kids. They all play really hard and are very committed to the program. They are very young, though. They do have a few seniors that have some experience, but just looking at the roster today and knowing some of the girls that I've coached at the middle school level and the high school level, they're young, and so but they've got heart, and so we'll see how that pans out for them.
And looks like out there on the floor for the Lady Jags, your starters will be number 11. That's Liberty Reingout. She is a senior. Hannah Daniels, number 6. And then up on front, looks like you have Chloe Blair, and she's one of the many talented 8th graders, middle schoolers on this young group. Then on the back line, you have the libero, number 10, Lucy Linville. And then you have number 7, Addison Metcalf, and number 12, Mia Rodriguez as we get underway. Got a great crowd on hand, already starting off with a dandy volley. This could be a very, very interesting matchup here tonight.
That's one of the things as a block from South's number 11, Morgan Jackson. One of the things that I noticed in the pregame prep for this game was that South Laurel has a very good front line. They're averaging almost 4 blocks per set, and that's going to be interesting to see if the Lady Jags can mix up their shots a little bit to get around that size.
And just watching what I've seen of the Lady Jags this year, that seems to be kind of an area of improvement for us is our front line. Something that we've struggled with this year as we do get one across on their front line there. So 1-1 here early in the first set. And I'm not sure if this will be a best of 3 or best of 5. Usually with South we play a best of 5 because we're across town. But in non-district matches, you do not have to play 5. You can play 3. Good placement there. And number 22 for the Lady Cardinals, that's Aubrey Messer. She is actually a transfer as she moved in from Clinton County over the year. Also a very good softball player, too. Plays basketball as well. So all-around athlete there for the Lady Cardinals. Here's Liberty.
There's a really good placement on that spot.
Was a great placement.
Liberty got a good swing on the ball, hit it deep into the corners, and the libero didn't really have much of a shot on making a good dig on it.
Looks like number 12, Katie Keene, has entered the contest. Another senior that you probably would have liked to have had last year as a junior.
Yeah.
She come out this year as a senior and has put in some good minutes for Miss Coach Culver.
Hannah Daniels misses on a serve. She is one of the better, stronger.
Yeah. She hits it hard.
Really good velocity on the swings.
South claims a 3-2 advantage here early in the first set. 2 evenly matched teams. Coach Hendrix, when you look at their records based on who they played, they wins and losses, they're kind of evened out with each other. Looks like that they're both kind of in sort of a learning rebuild kind of process this year. And that's why I'm saying it looks like we should be in for a very good matchup here between these 2 teams.
I agree. It should be. These girls had a good swing by Liberty. Both records are pretty similar. Now, South Laurel just came off of playing some really good competition at the Rock Passer Invitational. They lost 4 in a row, so they're itching for a win. North, on the other hand, is still unbeaten in the 49th district, I do believe, with their 3 wins. Nice block by Clark. And a nice overkill swing by number 20.
Is that Michaela
Clark? I always get her and her sister mixed up.
Somebody that was young last year that come in some big situations
Absolutely.
for you. I remember the South game last year. She was the one that closed it with them serves on the back.
Yeah, as an 8th grader.
As an 8th grader.
Yep.
All tied up at 4 as we have we've got an awesome student section down here. Just the vibe really rolling for the Lady Jags as they go up 5-4 in the first set. And one thing I've noticed, James, just watching the Lady Jags this year, they really lean on their senior leadership. I know you mentioned Liberty and Mia and Addison already, but there are 3 very, very needed pieces out there on the floor, and you can just see how much that this young Lady Jags volleyball team really relies on their leadership.
Absolutely. And they have 3 very different personalities. They get along really well with each other, and I think that works with the complete picture in terms of getting along with everybody on the team and trying to create a cohesive unit.
Into the net. Very easy point there for the Lady Jags. As Sophia Ramirez checks back in for Katie King and will serve. And that's one thing we talked with her when we did a broadcast for the Lady Jags on the Huddle JBN. And she said one thing that she's never really been too good at was serving, but this year she's really turned on with it. And that was one thing Coach Culver really raved about her about is how much she's worked on her serving and got it to where she's become one of the most reliable servers that she has.
Absolutely, and that's important to remember. I don't remember Mia being a bad server, but I do remember Mia being a very consistent server. Liberty Reingout is the exact same way. She's not going to crush the ball, but she's going to get it over and in most of the time, and that's important.
That's the most important thing. Keep it in bounds. Good dig there by Skeeter Mabe on the back for the Lady Cardinal.
Net violation.
Is that a net? Yeah. That was 22. That was Messer again. And she looks like she's one of the reasons that this front line for South, she's got a really good length. She just kind of got into the net there, but that was still a great hit by her. As Addison serves for the Lady Jags. And I believe that is the Comley girl. Is that right? Yes, Layla Comley. Is that who that was? No, number 5. I'm sorry. It's Sullivan. Jocelyn Sullivan. I'm looking at the number. This is on KHSA, so if I got some names wrong, you'll have to forgive me. That's just what was printed off of KHSA. That was Messer for the Lady Cardinals. And you can see, just like you mentioned earlier, their bread and butter, if they can get it up on that front line and get the spikes across, that's exactly what they want to do.
Absolutely.
Messer and them up top. Sometimes it's the little things that matter, and if you can just keep it in play, just get it over the net, however you can, keep it in play. Most of the time, and I learned a lot in this, watching as much volleyball as I have the last 2 years. If you can just make the other team make the mistake.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Errors are huge in this game.
Yeah.
It's different. In football, you throw an interception, your defense has a chance to stop them. In volleyball, when you make an error, an immediate point for the other team.
Right.
So you want to try to limit the errors as much as possible. So just keep it off the floor. That's number one goal.
9-8, South Laurel in front. Good job getting it over Hannah Daniels. And they find the hole. Number 11, Morgan Jackson for the Lady Cardinals. Just found where the person was not. Nice little easy tap over to go up 10-8. Good. What do they say? Was
It's going to be a double contact.
Okay.
The rule changed before this season concerning double contact. So you can double contact as long as the ball doesn't go over the net. But if you double contact and it goes over the net, that's a point for the other.
Okay, I got you. 11-8, as it does stay in. That was a good serve.
Absolutely.
Right on the back right corner, right in front of the official down there. This is the first time I've seen a volleyball game where we actually have 4 officials out there in the regular season match. Usually you have players keeping the flags down there.
Yes, and it's always nice, especially in games like these, to have 4 adults.
Yeah, absolutely.
The kids tend to, you don't want them to be the center of attention.
Looks like Coach Culver will take a timeout as South goes up 13-8. We'll take a minute break here. We'll be right back here on 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London and North Laurel Nation.
The Copper Penny is Laurel County's top formal destination, with brand new homecoming dresses arriving daily, bridal gowns as well. And the Copper Penny is the place to shop the newest bridal trends. And now you can shop our dresses online at copperpennyoflondon.com. The Copper Penny on North Main in London, phone 606-864-8523. Shop the Copper Penny, where we dress the best.
All right, welcome back into North Laurel Nation here on 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, home of North Laurel Athletics and the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. South claims a 13-8 lead here midway through the first set. And Coach Hendrix, one thing I realized too is how important it is just to get that first set and letting this one kind of get out away from you here. If you're North Laurel, you got to try to make a dent right back in this lead here real quick.
Absolutely. I think that's why Coach Culver called the timeout there. This game is a game of momentum. It's a game of swings. And, it's nothing to get 7 or 8 points straight. Still up. Okay.
Still great. That's great. What a volley. Ended up getting it through. That's exactly the way you wanted to start after the timeout. Get the point. You got the serve back. Now let's see if you can knock about 3 or 4 in right here, get this thing back to a ball game, and try to claim this first set. Because that was the 8th grader, Chloe Blair, serving. (14-9). As Skeeter May re-enters the game for the Lady Cardinals. And Bailey Asher will enter the game for the Lady Jaguars. That's the libero for South. Serving, Samantha Gay.
Serve long.
So explain, Coach Hendrix, the libero situation. Can't you keep them in a serve situation most of the time? How does that work exactly?
So libero is a defensive specialist that has no limit on their substitutions.
Okay.
So they can sub in for a back row defender basically any time in the game. but they can never play the front row. And so liberos are often used because substitutions in volleyball are limited. You're limited to 18 substitutions in volleyball per each set.
Okay.
And so the libero was created to allow a defensive specialist to remain on the back row to be able to take place of your, middle hitters and outside hitters.
Gotcha.
Those who are the hitters.
15-11. And in volleyball, we do play sets to 25. And then you have to win by 2, correct? That's how it is in high school volleyball. You have to win the set by 2. To me, I thought that would be a catch and throw type of deal right there because that wasn't really a hit.
I would consider it a carry. That's a couple questions that I'd had over the few years. It's gotten more popular in recent years, but they're very hesitant to call it.
Yeah, that was kind of obvious to me, but whatever. It is what it is. We roll forward. Madison tried to have a little bit of a recovery there and hit it just behind her. South Laurel trying to run away here with the first set, 17-11. Lady Cardinals on top. That's number 23, Michaela Lozano, an 8th grader for the Cardinals. Gets the point in. She will continue serving. Metcalf with the dig. Two in a row for the Lady Cardinals. Lozano still serving. Wimble. That was some rough transitions there for the Lady Jags. It's cost them a couple points here in this set. Puts them down 20-11. A few miss hits here and there. Makes it really hard to recover. Hannah Daniels digs. Michaela Clark keeps it up. And Wimble gets it across. Good job there by Metcalf keeping that alive.
So one of the things that I'm noticing is North needs to do a better job of keeping the ball out of the middle of the floor. So when you have 3 really good hitters up front, which South does, you try to make your serve, as Coach Parker takes the second time out of the set.
We'll keep it right here for this timeout. And James, I know that, like we've already mentioned, you give 3 years as the head coach here for the Lady Jaguar volleyball program, and the person that took over for you was actually an assistant for you, Coach Culver up here, and she was also running the middle school program for the last few years. So just kind of talk about her taking over for you in this role, and just as you having her as an assistant coach the last few years.
It was a no-brainer when I came in 3 years ago and started talking about assistant coaches. She had been with the middle school program. She was dedicated. She was committed. She believed blue and green, and she's shown that. I mean, she was with me for 3 years before taking the head coaching job here, and like you said, has been a part of the middle school team as well. And so I really have enjoyed watching her grow as a coach over the past few years, and really look forward to seeing her success.
21-11, the Lady Cardinals up 11 here, or up 10 rather, in this first set as they look to close it out. See if the Lady Jags have a little fight in them here to try to get this back in, and that's one of those unfortunate, kind of unlucky things, but you can't give up on those. That's kind of how that is. They hit the net and they just kind of quit. That's what you can't do in that situation.
Absolutely.
Just like that. Lady Cardinals just making a living up on the net right now, and you mentioned it earlier. their strength is definitely up there close to the net.
Absolutely.
And it is showing.
If you want to try to take that out, you've got to work more towards the corner. When you send your free balls, when you are serving, you need to try to work to the corners. So as we get a kill from Madison Metcalf, that's the lead to 10. You want to try to work in the corners and make it more difficult for the ball to get to the setter. What I'm seeing so far is a lot of the balls are going middle back, which is making it easy for South to get a good pass, get a good set, and then they're being able to set their digs up front.
Mm-hmm. Mia serves it for the Lady Jags. And goes to Blair. That's Metcalf. That'll go out, stay with the Lady Jags. So 2 in a row there for the Lady Jags. See if they can get something rolling here. Mia with the ace. I said before when me and Jordan did that, we did that one on Huddle. Whenever she seems like when she serves, good things happen. And it just, I don't know what it is. It might just be a coincidence. But whenever Mia's serving, it seems like we kind of do. Maybe she gets that one a little long. Seems like good things take place for a few turns in a row for the Lady Jags when she's out there serving.
Absolutely. And she's not going to ring up the aces stats, but she's going to keep the ball in play.
Yeah, just like you said, it's reliable. It's the fact that you're keeping it in play, giving them an opportunity. Be a double hit, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So 24-14, South up 10 in the first set, and if South gets one more, that'll be the end of set number 1. Or was that already 25? Okay, yeah, that was the 25th point, so that claimed the set for the Lady Cardinals. So the Lady Cardinals take set 1, and what we believe will be a best-of-5 game here this evening. So we'll go ahead and take a break and pay some tribute to our sponsors. When we come back, we'll be with set number 2 between the Lady Cardinals and the Lady Jags here on the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on North Laurel Nation and 98.5, The Light of London.
Hey, Dwight here from Larky HVAC in London, Kentucky. Do we know air? I think so. With Bryant, we are actually registered as indoor air quality experts. If you need your air heated, cooled, humidified, dehumidified, specially filtered, fresh brought in, or stale exhausted out, we are your people. Give us a call today for a free evaluation and quote on how we can help you breathe easier.
Larky HVAC, your local Bryant dealer on North Mill Street in London. Call for an appointment today at 864-5146. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The Copper Penny is Laurel County's top formal destination, with brand new homecoming dresses arriving daily, bridal gowns as well. And the Copper Penny is the place to shop the newest bridal trends. And now you can shop our dresses online at copperpennyoflondon.com. The Copper Penny on North Main in London. Phone 606-864-8523. Shop the Copper Penny, where we dress the best.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Broadcasting Network here on 98.5 WJTE, The Light of London, and North Laurel Nation on Facebook and on YouTube. And Coach Hendrix, the good thing about volleyball is it's not over after one set. You got a couple more, so you got to put that behind you, see if you can win the next one.
You're exactly right. I mean, this is a best of 5, so it's first team to 3. And I always used to remind the girls in the huddle in between the sets, like, it's 1-0.
Yeah.
It's not 25-14.
Yeah.
It's 1-0.
Yeah.
And so they have every opportunity to bounce back here. In order for them to do that, they're going to have to, again, limit the try to keep the ball out of the middle of the floor. So that way, because what we saw was when the ball was in the middle of the floor, we saw the hitters do their job on south side. Mm-hmm. And so you're not going to win that battle. So you need to try to find something new in terms of offensively. You want to do roll shots, tips, off-speed stuff. And defensively, you want to try to keep the ball in the corners away from the setter, the passers. Make their job more difficult.
On the floor for the Lady Jags to start the second set will be Blair, Clark, and Daniels up front, and Linville, Rodriguez, and Asher on the back. As number 15 for the Lady Cardinals, Nora Clark the senior, gets set to serve and start set number 2. Good block there by Clark. So get it over to Blair, and it's come back across really quick. Blair tries to find a hole. Blair to Daniels, and it's deep. You mentioned it earlier, just the strength that Hannah has, and I guess that kind of makes it hard sometimes for you to keep something in consistently.
It is. It absolutely is.
Because you see a lot of Hannah's hits go past the back line out of bounds just because she hits it so hard. That was the easy out of bounds for South Laurel. This makes it 2-0 here early in the second set, rather. Clark will keep serving for the Lady Cardinals. Rodriguez digs. Linville with number 2. Hannah gets it across. Good job by Linville. That was a very, very, very good play by South Laurel right there. Saw that open back corner and literally just placed it back there in no man's land. Things like that makes it hard to compete whenever you're doing things like that. I guess that's why you can't leave those holes.
Absolutely. And it's hard to cover all the spaces, but you just got to make sure you're in position and play the ball.
That would be out. So North gets on the board with the mistake by the South Laurel server as it goes deep. So 3-1. So now it needs to be North Laurel's turn to get 3 or 4 in a row right here and take over the lead in this second set. As Linville gets it across and gets an early point, a quick point rather, makes it 3-2.
Lucy Joe does lead the team in aces per set, and I'd really like to see her serve better this set. She struggled the first set, but if she can get on a run, they'll be dangerous.
Good job. Lucy won last year, mentioning her, Coach Hendrix, she moved in as a freshman, but definitely a lot of talent that you've seen. You used her in a lot of situations last year just as a freshman, and it's definitely played dividends because now she's one of the most important girls on the floor for Coach Culver this year.
Absolutely. Super athletic, plays softball, is really good at that.
Really good at that,
volleyball.
yes.
She's just overall athlete.
Bailey Ashley tried to get it there, that's what you meant right there. The ball went to the middle. They got an easy 3 hit, setting up a spike right there, and they were able to find the hole, which made it for a very hard return for Bailey Asher. It's easy to see what you're trying to say as to why the Lady Jags need to try to keep it out of the middle and set up those easy hits for South.
And you saw that if you played the go when South pushed that ball to the corner.
Yes.
You just got to find the holes.
Right.
You don't want to give the team anything.
5-3, South Laurel on top here in the second set. And it seems like North right now, Coach, is just kind of shooting themselves in the foot a lot. They're getting a lot of miss hits, hitting everything kind of sideways instead of more up or towards the net, and it's making it real hard to recover most of the time.
Absolutely. And give credit to both teams.
It's going up.
South has served really well this game. South served really well this game. When you're on the other side of the serve in volleyball, it's much like a knuckleball in baseball. There's no rotation often, and the ball just bounces back and forth.
Right.
They're very difficult to play, especially when they're low trajectory like that. They're tough balls to play.
That's number 25, Presley Collins, another young freshman, talented freshman for Coach Culver, enters the game. South goes up 7-4, and they make the substitution. Number 5, Jocelyn Sullivan, freshman, enters the game for the Lady Cardinals, as Morgan Jackson is serving. Once again, there's just some miscommunication and not going and getting the ball. That's one of them. Another instance where North just keeps hurting herself.
It's a game of errors.
8-4.
Better pass. Free ball.
Kind of a mishit deal right there, as that'll take it to an early 9-4 lead. And you can't let it get out of hand this early. You've got to try to find a way to cut back into this very soon.
Good pass from Ashley.
Good. Now you got to go on a little run right here.
Absolutely.
Take some momentum. Take the energy from this crowd that you have, and see if you can't string some points here. Get this cut back into a 1 or 2 hit game. Hannah serves great serve. And that's where her velocity helps, when she can keep it in bounds.
Absolutely. She's got a really nice top spin serve. It's really hard to play. When she's on, it's lights out. It's really, really good. So I would like to see her get maybe 3 or 4 here that we can get back into this game.
Top spin serve, so I'm assuming when she kind of hits on top of it and it kind of starts diving, it's kind of what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Get it right to her that time. Still a great serve. Collins, and miscommunication again. Six to 10.
And that's another one of the aspects of the game where errors hurt you so much. When you've got a really tough server back there on the service line and you commit an error like that, miscommunication, you take the ball out of their hands.
Mm-hmm. It goes out. 11-6. And set number 2. Lady Cardinals on top. Number 23, Lozano, serving for the Cardinals. So lead goes to 12-6 as we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back here on the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on 98.5 WJT, the Light of London and North Laurel Nation.
Gospel, you have found source. It's the Light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the Light of London for the very best country and Southern gospel.
We are the Light of London 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
Welcome back to North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJT, the Light of London, as we come out of a timeout. And South Laurel hits it straight into the net immediately, which is good for the Lady Jags.
That's often why coaches will take that time.
Yes.
Anytime a server gets on a run like that, call a timeout, make them think about it. See if you can ice.
Kind of like icing a field goal kicker.
Absolutely. Up, get a swing on the overkill from Metcalf.
And then we get one in the net. And just watching, it's not that, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, it's just general observation. It's not that South Laurel is playing that much better than we are, it's just that we're making too many little mistakes that are like that are killing us.
Absolutely. And again, that's the name of the game. I mean, usually you're trying to keep your errors to 5 to 7 a set at most. But when you're giving, 10, 12 points to a team just from your errors alone, it makes it really difficult to make it a game.
Micah Napier joins the contest, and she gets it in the back deep and gets the point. 14-8. As Miss Napier comes in and provides a spark. Now let's see if we can wait. What happened? I'm confused.
I'm not sure what was called there. I didn't see any hands on this.
Okay. I thought we scored. It looks like we didn't. And it doesn't look like anybody scored, and they just reserved because nobody got a point.
Did they replay the serve?
I guess. I don't know because it's still the same score. But it's 15-7 South now. I don't know. That's a little weird. Micah hit it in play, and then they hit it to the back. And I didn't see him signal anything, so I don't know. Micah keeps it in play again, but that one looks going to sail out of bounds. As it goes to 16-7. Lady Cardinals.
Morgan Preston checks in for Hannah Daniels, another bright spot in the future of this program.
Just a freshman. Making the varsity roster as a freshman is a very good accomplishment, as you got a freshman and an eighth grader out there. Actually, two freshmen. One's about to leave, but two freshmen and an eighth grader on the floor in a varsity contest. That just shows even though, the scoreboard don't reflect it right now, but later on, North Laurel Volleyball has got some very promising talent in the future.
Oh, absolutely. And they've got girls that are dedicated as well. I know Micah's seen a little bit of playing time tonight. Micah's one that you'll find in the gym after school all year long. She does, lessons. She's constantly trying to get better, and that's an important aspect to have in the program.
As the Lady Cardinals extend it 16-8 here in set number 2. And if North would just clean up their mistakes, these would be very close sets. It's just they keep hurting themselves.
Having a discussion at the
scores table. Our man Will Pops Broughton keeping the scores. Is it me?
Nice set to the outside hitter from South. It's Noah Clark out there with the swing and the kill down the line. She's going to go back to the service line now. I do believe we might be having some technical difficulties down at the scorer's table. I believe they're going to be tracking the score manually. Clark with the serve. Nice pass by Rodriguez, set by Blair. Out to Daniels. Daniels with a push down the left side. Free ball. Under the net to South. Point to North. I currently have the score 16-9. South leads as Lucy Jo Linville goes back to the service line. Little dump from the setter from South. Maybe the grind out pushed over. Swing by Messer. Daniels with the swing, and it's long and out. And that'll put South back at the service line. Samantha Gay, libero for South Laurel. Pass by Rodriguez. A little miscommunication there. Free ball sent over by Ashley. South plays it set to the outside. That's Peyton May. Roll shot. Dug by Lucy Jo Linville. Ryan Gout sends the free ball over. Set to the right side. Hannah Daniels sends the ball over. Chloe Blair set to Daniels. A swing, a nice swing on the outside here. Played by the South Laurel defender. Bounced off the basketball goal. Wonderful swing by Daniels.
All right. Had a little scoreboard malfunction I had to go take care of, but we should be good now. (19-11). South Laurel on top. What's that? What was that call there?
I was looking down at my notes.
I don't know.
It looked like it was a net violation.
Either way, we got the point. So 19-12. Corey Blair serves for the Lady Jags. Good dig by Hannah Daniels to keep it alive. Once again, getting something set up for that front line to be able to get a hit. That was number 11, Morgan Jackson, the junior. (20-12). Lady Cardinals on top. Good dig by Bailey Asher. Linville keeps it alive. Blair to Daniels. And they still get it.
It was an outstanding transition right there. Got in system, got a good pass, got a good set, and kind of got a good look on the ball and got a kill down the line.
The Lady Jags can find some way to get 3 or 4 right here. Put some pressure on South Laurel. And that's not going to do it as the serve goes wide right. 21-13 goes right back to South Laurel as Morgan Preston will re-enter the contest. Lozano to serve for the Cardinals. Tried to go up for the block there, did Liberty, but it stays on our side and falls. Puts it at 22-13.
That's a perfect example of what we're talking about in terms of errors. That one didn't actually result in a point, but Lozano did a really good job of just getting the ball over, getting it in, and then North Laurel defense had what we call an overpass, where they try to pass it to the setter, but it crosses the net, and it just went straight back to the South Laurel offense. And so you don't have to get aces every time. You just need to get it over, get it in places that make them make the errors themselves. Another tight pass.
23-13. Lady Cardinals start running away with set number 2. Somehow able to keep that alive. As May hits it. Blair to Preston. Metcalf gets it across. Clark keeps it alive as South Laurel gets it over. Great dig there by the libero. Net violation on South Laurel. So it gives the Jaguars another point. 23-14. That's Micah Napier re-enters.
That was a fantastic out-of-system set by Morgan Preston, giving Addison an opportunity to take a swing on the ball.
Go out. There's an easy point for the Lady Jags. Makes it 23-15. Set not over. Still got some time to make a run right here. Put some pressure on. You never know what will happen. Metcalf saves up. And it rolls on the top and goes over. Stays in play for the Cardinals. Blair, Metcalf gets it out of bounds. Just a little deep. In a spike situation, Coach, I don't know if it's more of trying to place it or if you're just trying to hit it as hard as you can straight down.
Well, you're trying to hit as hard as you can straight down. This level is not going to do that. Your college teams are going to do that. But at this level, we're looking to try to find gaps. We're trying to get in between the front row. We're trying to find down the line and just try to get the ball on the floor.
As we come to a close in set number 2, South Laurel takes it 25-15, so it does look like we are going to play a best of 5. South Laurel goes up 2-0. We'll see if Coach Culver and the Lady Jags can come back and get set number 3 to keep this a ball game. We'll take a break. We'll be right back here on the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on North Laurel Nation on Facebook and YouTube and 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London.
Pride, tradition, heart-pounding action. That's North Laurel Athletics, and we're now on the air. From our team to your home, here's game action from JBN, the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. The Copper Penny is Laurel County's top formal destination, with brand new homecoming dresses arriving daily, bridal gowns as well, and the Copper Penny is the place to shop the newest bridal trends. And now you can shop our dresses online at copperpennyoflondon.com. The Copper Penny on North Main in London, phone 606-864-8523. Shop the Copper Penny, where we dress the best.
Welcome back to North Laurel Nation and 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network and official home of North Laurel Athletics, as we are getting ready to start set number 3. The Lady Cardinals take the first 2 easily, 25-14 and 25-15, and if they claim this set, that will be the contest. So the Lady Jaguars have to keep hopes alive here. Coach Hendrix finds some way of minimizing the little errors that they've had throughout the first 2 sets. Because like we said, it's not that South Laurel is that much better than we are. It's just that we got to quit hurting ourselves.
Absolutely. And reverse sweeps happen. It is possible that they come out here and put the pieces together. But this game is it's all about momentum. You've got to keep the ball in your hands. And they never really had a chance in the first 2 sets to go on the same type of runs that South Laurel did. And so they're going to have to just try to limit the mistakes, keep the ball on their side of the floor, keep serving. Get the serves in, get them over, get them in, make the plays difficult for South to play.
As the libero checks in and will serve, that is Lucy Jo Linville. As we'll see if we can get something rolling in set number 3.
Start.
As, of course, starts out great. We take an early 1-0 lead.
Lucy has been known to go on runs in the past, so I would love to see her get about 5 or 6 right here.
South keeps that one alive. Messer gets it across. Blair tries to find a hole. Asher. Blair. There's Hannah. And it was tipped. So, yeah, that should be us. Yep. So that'll be 2-0 North Laurel. Lucy still serving. Big by Mia. Blair gets it across. And that's what you want to happen. You want the other team to make the mistakes.
Absolutely. Yeah, usually, I would say 80% of the time, the team that makes the less errors wins the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple math.
kind of like baseball.
Yep.
Just play the game, keep it in play, whatever you've got to do. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just keep it up, keep it available, and good things will happen, just like this.
Yep.
I mean, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It was just keep it up, keep finding ways to get it over the net, and then let the other team make the mistake.
You're exactly right. I mean, at this situation, Lucy's not really served anything that's overpowering. She's got it over and got it in places that are really hard for the passers to play. And so it's put them out of system and either resulted in a free ball or an error on their part.
4-0 early lead for the Lady Jaguars.
Another free ball.
There we go. As South Laurel will take a quick timeout as North jumps out 5-0 after some adjustments. And it's just like we said, Coach Hendrix, it's just as simple as keep your composure, make the other team make the mistakes. You jump out 5-0 early in the third set.
Absolutely. And it's going to be difficult. A lot of these girls are young and inexperienced, and it's going to be difficult when you're playing South Laurel. There's a lot of pressure because it's a crosstown rivalry anyways. When I was looking at the stats before the game, I was like, oh, well, this person leads this and this person does this. And I was like, it's North and South. Like,
take all that out.
Take all that out. It's North and South. I mean, it's going to be competitive, and you know, it's going to be tough for a lot of these younger kids to put those jitters aside. But now that they've got 2 sets under the belt, it seems like they're starting to relax.
Looking ahead as we got a few seconds here before the timeout's over. For the Lady Jags, after tonight, they will be back in action here with another district matchup on Thursday as the Lady Generals roll into town from Jackson County to take on the Lady Jags. So another big district matchup coming up here in just a couple days. After this contest, crosstown showdown tonight, and getting that game, Coach, the first one against Jackson, and locking up that number 1 seed is a big deal.
Oh, absolutely. It's makes a world of difference when it comes to postseason play, getting that number 1 seed, and it helps everybody, you know, just kind of relax and not have to worry about that tough first round game that some of these other districts have to go with.
Yeah.
The 50th district is very, very tough.
Right. Because someone I've noticed just by looking at scores that's really caught on, and they might have been decent in volleyball over the last few years. I'm not 100% sure. But Williamsburg is caught on. It looks like they're a pretty good program as they just took out South Laurel not too long ago, 3-0.
Absolutely. Coach Berger has done a fantastic job down there building his program, and, yeah, they swept South Laurel last week.
Keeping it alive is North Laurel. South does get 2 in a row, and now 3 in a row. So South takes the timeout, and the pressure is right back on the Lady Jags as they go from up 5-0 to 5-3. The lead has drifted to 2 here in the third set. Good dig by Linville to keep it alive. They found a hole that time and able to close the gap to 1, 5-4.
We call that the donut. The center of the defense.
The donut. That's a good analogy right there. I love a good donut right now.
I know, right?
Haven't had dinner. That's Clark for South Laurel as Asher gets the dig. Blair to Liberty as they'll hit it up and out, and that'll be a point for the Lady Jags. So back on the board, 6-4 after 4 straight by the Lady Cardinals, as senior Katie Keene will enter the contest for Mia Rodriguez. Looks like Chloe Blair will be set to serve for the Lady Jags. Talented young 8th grader. As it's a great one. She found the hole, found the gap. It was about impossible to return for the Lady Cardinals. So 2 in a row, 7-4. The lead back out to 3. Linville keeps it alive and almost finds the gap. South keeps it up, though, as they'll hit it out of bounds. Chloe Blair and Katie King got.
You called that a illegal attack, and I'm not entirely sure why, because there wasn't an attack. It's below the plane of the net.
So that'll be a point for the Lady Card, or the Lady Jags. So explain that again. He called it a what?
So an illegal attack. So any member of the back row cannot attack in front of the 10-foot line above the plane of the net.
Okay. That makes sense. As Chloe serves it into the net, so it goes right back to South Laurel. 8-5. Lady Jags on top in set number 3. Want to thank our two main sponsors for tonight's event, the Copper Penny of London and Larky HVAC. Thank you for your support of North Laurel Volleyball and North Laurel Athletics here on JBN. South Laurel gets another quick point to shrink the lead to 2. South Laurel, after this game, will have a big district matchup themselves on Thursday at home against the Colonels of Whitley County. So both of these teams will be coming out of this game into a big district game this coming Thursday. And it looks like the last time the Colonels and the Cardinals met up, it was also a 3-0 sweep. So South Laurel looks to be the 4 seed in that district tournament. I'd say that's the first time in probably a long time that they are going into the district tournament as the last seed, as they lost to all 3 of their district opponents 3-0.
Right. And again, that's a really tough district to play in. You've got the 2 13th region top teams in Corbin and Whitley in that district, and Williamsburg just keeps improving every year.
Corbin and Whitley, pretty much you could say the 13th region perennial powerhouses. It's usually one of those 2 that you see coming out of the region. They're always so talented. So it's no surprise that is definitely the toughest district in the region for volleyball.
Oh, absolutely. You had Corbin had won 49 straight against 13th region opponents until 2021. It was expanded from like 15 to 21.
Wow.
And then North Laurel knocked them off, broke the streak. And then Whitley, over the past few years, made a few trips to the state tournament. They played really admirably up there, playing against some really, really tough competition and lots of Assumption and others, schools from that northern part of the state.
We're all tied up at 9. So Lady Cardinals have come back and tied this set up as they're looking to try to end it here. And that'll be out of bounds to North Laurel. North with 3 straight home games, including tonight. So after tonight, they'll have 2 more, one on Thursday and then one the following Monday. And that's actually when Williamsburg will come into the jungle. So they'll have South Jackson County Williamsburg at home before going on the road to face 49th District opponent Oneida Baptist next week. As we are all tied up at 10. And that is number 12, Carly Bennett for the Lady Cardinals serving. And the Lady Jaguars looks like they have resorted back to their small little mistakes.
You definitely don't want those to compound. I mean, you want to try to stop it right here and not let them go on another run.
Yeah, because South Laurel has now taken the lead. First time they've took the lead in this set, 11-10. As that one goes back out of bounds, 12-10. South Laurel takes a 2-shot lead. Metcalf, Collins to is that Clark? Yep, Michaela Clark. Finding the hole. 12-11. As Sophia checks back in. Not Sophia, it's Mia. I want to call her Sophia Ramirez from last year, the senior last year that graduated. Mia Rodriguez serves. As North keeps it alive. Linville gets it over. And they're going to come away with a point. Great job there by the Lady Jags.
It was a fantastic job keeping the ball off the floor. And then Lucy took a really good swing off the back row and put it in a spot where South Laurel defense just didn't have a chance to play it.
All back tied up at 12 as Mia will continue serving. Clark to Collins. Collins hits. Preston Metcalf keeps it in. 12-13. Lady Jags back on top. So it's just like you said, way to get your composure back, retake the lead after you kind of give South a couple points there, let them get back in it. Now you're back in the driver's seat. And that one will go out of bounds.
And yeah, it's just important, teams can't make errors if you don't give them opportunities to make errors. So this set, North's done a better job of putting the ball in their court and South's court and making them make a play. And it's tough to do in this game. A lot of tough plays to make.
Preston and Ramirez mishit. Not Ramirez. I keep calling Ramirez. Rodriguez mishits. Gives South the ball back and the point. 14-13. Mabe serving for the Cardinals. Linville, Collins, Metcalf. Gets it across. Clark trying to get it across. She does. Saved up by Clark of South Laurel. Lucy gets it in and finds the gap.
One of the things I used to always remind the girls in the huddle is they're going to get their bounces and we're going to get ours. And so the first two sets, South got all of the bounces with the two let serves and the first set there where they just hit the net and fall. And now we're starting to get some bounces.
Metcalf serving. Collins keeps it up for the Lady Jags and gets it across. As they just serve that up for number 5, Jocelyn Sullivan, the freshman. Number 11 and number 13 here in the game for the Lady Cardinals. That is Morgan Jackson and Cadence Whitaker. Whitaker will serve. She is a senior. That will go to North Laurel with the net violation. So we're all tied up at 15. We are in a battle here in set number 3. It's do or die time for the Lady Jags. As South Laurel claims this set, they claim the match. So you have to win here if you're North Laurel to advance to set number 4. Wimble with the serve. As number 8, Madeline Willoughby will check in for the Lady Cardinals. That's Clark serving for the Lady Cardinals. Gets it to drop, 17-15. Lady Cardinals up 2. That'll be out. Good job there by Bailey Asher on the back to recognize that and let that go.
That was just a wonderful read by Bailey in the back row there. That you get in this situation where you get to that 15 to 20 point range where teams start to pull away and to not allow them to continue to run.
Yes, because that would have been big. That would have put them up, looks like 2. Good job there by Preston. She tried to keep it alive, but it does sail out of bounds. (18-16). South Laurel on top by 2 in set number 3. Linville to Collins. That's Keene who hits it way back out of bounds. Yeah, South Laurel goes up by 3. Got to stop them right now. You can't let them get into 20, go down 4 to try to keep this alive. As Asher gets it up, and no man's land again. Nobody moved. Nobody went to it. as it does get to 20. Addison Metcalf will re-enter. I'm sorry, Chloe Blair looks like actually will re-enter for Collins. Looks like Coach Culver will take the timeout, 21-16. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be right back here on the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on North Laurel Nation and 98.5.
For the best in Southern and country gospel, you have found source. It's the light of London 98.5 for the old and new. And somewhere in between, we are the light of London for the very best in country and Southern gospel.
We are the Light of London, 98.5, providing you with some of the very best gospel music around. And you can take us with you anywhere you go. For more information, visit us at www.lightoflondon.com.
Welcome back to North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJT, the Light of London on the Jaguar Broadcasting Network. 21-16, South ahead as they go up 22-16 with that in the third set. South gets to 25, ahead by 2. It'll be the end of set number 3 and the match. As the libero will serve for South Laurel. That's Clark on the backside. To Blair. 9 gap. As it looks like the wind just kind of got sucked out of the Lady Jags already. As they are trailing 23-16. Libero still serving for South Laurel. They give it to North, saying net violation. As Metcalf re-enters the contest for the Lady Jags. 24-17, South on top. Babe finds the gap, gets the fall. That is ball game, game, set, match. 25-17. Lady Cardinals take the win on 3 straight sets over the Lady Jaguars. As we come to a close, and we will take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll kind of dive through the game, talk about the upcoming games, and then we will close out here on North Laurel Nation, home of the Jaguar Broadcasting Network on 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London.
Hey, Dwight here from Larky HVAC in London, Kentucky. Do we know air? I think so. With Bryant, we are actually registered as indoor air quality experts. If you need your air heated, cooled, humidified, dehumidified, specially filtered, fresh brought in, or stale exhausted out, we are your people. Give us a call today for a free evaluation and quote on how we can help you breathe easier.
Larky HVAC, your local Bryant dealer on North Mill Street in London. Call for an appointment today at 864-5146. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The Copper Penny is Laurel County's top formal destination, with brand new homecoming dresses arriving daily, bridal gowns as well. And the Copper Penny is the place to shop the newest bridal trends. And now you can shop our dresses online at copperpennyoflondon.com. The Copper Penny on North Main in London, phone 606-864-8523. Shop the Copper Penny, where we dress the best.
Welcome back to North Laurel Nation, 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London. South Laurel defeats North Laurel in varsity volleyball action tonight, 3-0, 25-14 in set 1, 25-15 in set 2, 25-17 in set 3. It's just one of them things, Coach Hendrix, that it's over now. You got to put it behind you. Because, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, this game don't matter, but the game on Thursday does.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Going into 49th District play, especially against Jackson County, I mean, that's going to determine who gets the number 1 seed in the 49th District tournament. That's huge. You make mistakes, things happen, you lose, but ultimately you got to be able to put this behind you and start working on the next game.
This is the first time South Laurel has defeated North Laurel in regular season volleyball action in 3 years. As we have went 6-0 against them in the last 3 seasons. So it was just one of them things where we said it all throughout the broadcast. North just continued to shoot themselves in the foot. They had a little momentum there beginning of set number 3, and just kind of seemed like that we started out hot in that set, and then we went right back to the tactics that we were using in sets 1 and 2, allowed them to come back and ultimately take the set. You just got to clean up the small things.
Absolutely, and that's the name of the game in this game. I mean, it's just control the ball. It's all about ball control. Coach Culver has a lot of young kids, even some inexperienced ones. Who, you mentioned Katie Keene earlier, just joining the volleyball team this year.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have a lot of on-court experience, and then there's some others that have they're a part of the team, but they don't have a lot of on-court experience. But the future's bright. These girls, they work hard, and they'll do a better job at limiting their mistakes next time, I believe.
Looking ahead for the Lady Jaguars, as mentioned, they do host Jackson County right here on Thursday. We will not have that game live here, but it will be live on Huddle Fan, so you can go there and watch that on Huddle Fan. And there will be a link posted on the Facebook page, North Laurel Athletics Facebook page. You can go there to watch that match. And then looking ahead, they do host Williamsburg next week before traveling to Oneida on Tuesday. And then they bring the Corbin Redhounds in, and as mentioned, another perennial kind of 13th region force is Corbin. And so like you said, that whole district, I mean, Williamsburg is turned on. They become very good. So you've got Whitley, Corbin, South Williamsburg, and I'm glad to know that we're in the 49th district.
Right. No, absolutely. No, it's a tough district, and I've had conversations with coaches in the past, from the 50th district, and, it's a tough one to get out of, and especially this year. You've got 2 really solid teams in Corbin and Whitley. They're both going to beat up on each other this year, but then those back-to-back games on September 25th and September 29th for North, you're looking at Corbin on the 25th and then Whitley on the 29th after the weekend. And so those are going to be 2 games that are really going to show where you're going to be at when it comes to postseason. That's the important thing to remember about all of this. This is about winning championships. And so I know they're going to go back into the gym. They're going to keep working. They're going to do what they need to do to be prepared for postseason. A loss in the regular season is not fun, but it's not the end of the season.
Right. Final thoughts as we close out, just on, kind of looking ahead to the Jackson County game next week and just kind of what they need to overcome, fix after this evening and be able to come out and get a win against a 49th district opponent.
Well, they didn't really give themselves a chance to get any momentum tonight. The third set, they did show glimpses of being able to control the ball, keep it on their side, and put the pressure on the other team. What I saw tonight was a Lady Jaguar volleyball team who was young, inexperienced, and was afraid to make mistakes. And when you're afraid to make mistakes, you're going to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
And so they just need to get a little bit more confidence. They need to really make sure that they're putting the pressure on their opponent and not just handing them the ball to make the plays that they need to make.
As you can see on the screen, that's the upcoming schedule for the Lady Jags. Come out, watch them Thursday as they take on Jackson County in the big 49th District matchup. Very crucial, needed win to claim that number 1 seed in the 49th District and win. I believe Coach Hendrix would be their 6th 49th District in a row, 5 or 6, something like that.
Yeah, 5th
49th District Tournament Championship in a row, something like that. And it's safe to say, we talk about Corbin and South and everybody ruling the 50th District. Well, North Laurel's ruled the 49th District over the last few years.
Oh, absolutely.
We need to continue that. So come out, check them out on Thursday. We won't, like I said, we will not have the game live here, but it will be live on Huddle. The next game we will have live here will actually be the last home game of the season, and it'll be against 49th District opponent Clay County, and that'll be October the 6th. And I hope, Coach Hendrix, that maybe you can join me again on that one.
I'll do my best.
All right, we'll do it. Thank you for joining us here on 98.5 WJTE, the Light of London and North Laurel Nation, as South Laurel defeats North Laurel in the Crosstown Volleyball Showdown in 3 sets, 25-14, 25-15, and 25-17 for Coach James Hendrix. I'm Ethan Eversole. Thank you for joining us. We also want to give a shout-out to our sponsors, Copper Penny of London and Larky HVAC. Thank you for sponsoring tonight's broadcast, tonight's live stream, and also for being a proud sponsor of North Laurel Athletics. Till next time, signing off. Thank you for joining us.
You've been tuned in to North Laurel Sports on your home for all things North Laurel Athletics. WJTE FM 98.5, The Light of London, and North Laurel Nation on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Until we play again, good night and Godspeed.